What's up, everybody? It's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Howl's Moving Castle. And the first thing I want to talk about are the characters. The characters were great, and I love them. They also have cool designs, and I love that as well. The first character I want to talk about is Sophie. Sophie, she was a nice-hearted and cool girl that loves to have fun and adventure around where she lives. Due to a course, she changed from young to old, and as a young girl, she is one of the best girls of Studio Ghibli. But besides that, she was a funny and outgoing person who wasn't afraid to go for what she wanted, and I like that about her. Also, I like that while she was kind of older version of her, she has a different type of style routine, a little routine going on. But as a young person, she has a little bit of a routine as well. Same person, two different ages, and two different lifestyles. That's how I would describe her when talking about the two. Now, the next character I want to talk about is Howl. Howl, he was a great-hearted guy who likes to spend his time with Sophie and his friends. He was a skillful fighter who also uses magic in many talented ways, and he can transform into a human bird form of his, which we can see right here. And I like this, he also was really interesting. I like Howl. He's a pretty cool guy. Next character I want to talk about is Calcifer. Now, he is a respectful friend to Hal, but he isn't always trustworthy and would try to keep small things from him. He also whines at times and tends to be nasty. But Calcifer overall was this respectful and important friend to Hal, and I like that he has magical abilities and he is responsible for moving the castle and trying to keep it in good condition even when Hal isn't around. Next character I want to talk about is Morgan. He was a nice kid that respects his friend Hal and watches over his castle while he is gone. The other characters were interesting and fun to see interact with everyone, and overall, characters are good. The next thing I want to talk about is the music. Now, I think the music was really great. Hal's Moving Castle, I think that's one thing that, I went back afterwards after watching the movie. I had to listen to it a little bit more because I enjoyed the music. So the music was great. I love the main theme song, the most out of all of them. The intro was short, but it was great. I like that what they were going with. The outro was good. It has a chill and peaceful tune to it, and it also transitions into another great song. So the music overall, I loved it. So, the story is about a young girl named Sophie, and one day while walking in her mom's shop, she decides to go for a walk, and after being harassed by police, she is saved by a young man named Howl. As he walks her to safety, he also saves her from these creatures. Later on, she arrives back to her mom's store, and a disrespectful lady who turns out to be the witch of the race arrives there, and she ends up putting a curse on Sophie, aging her, and it prevents her from telling others about this course. So later on, when Sophie awakens, um, she realizes that she has aged a lot. The next day, she decides to go on a walk and she meets many nice friends, like a magical scarecrow who gives her with a cane, and which she uses to go around on her adventure. Then she notices a huge ship in the sky, and while taking a break, she notices the smell of a fire going on. And while headed there, she comes upon Hal's castle and decides to go inside. And after meeting Hal and his friends, Sophie becomes Hal's cleaning lady. And after they learn more about each other and have fun, a war begins between the two kingdoms, and a meeting between the witches are created. But due to not wanting to be involved, Hal doesn't attend the meeting, which upsets Solomon. So she decides that he is an issue, and she decides to go after him. And from here, we see the story kind of get into action and go on. Now, I would say this Hell's Moving Castle was like you know, like the castle itself, not the entire movie. I think the castle itself, I think it was a weird building factory design house. But don't get me wrong, I say it was weird, but in a funny, good way. Interesting, funny, good way. That also has a mouth and legs, and with this, it can be used to travel around. It was interesting and great overall. Inside we see Hal's Many things Hal owns, like for example, gold, different gems, and so many interesting and cool things. Gemstones, and it's really really cool. I like it. So I like Howl's Moving Castle. It is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies, but I wouldn't consider it my favorite because, well, this movie does have so many great things about it, from how the characters are portrayed and how cool their designs are, how the music was great and interesting, and how the world kind of has many things within it, many small things that it's like, oh man, pretty cool concepts all around, right? I would say for a Studio Ghibli movie, it is my favorite because I think there are other Studio Ghibli films that have had similar moments or ideas and they either expanded on it, making them more memorable or more exciting. Or I would even say, what was it? The adventure in the long term was not was or was it more effective from beginning to end compared to Howl's Moving Castle. But I would say Howl's Moving Castle was a great movie, and I truly do recommend it. So that I just noticed that, to be honest, from beginning to end, that's something I kind of I started forming that idea in my head during the middle, and then towards the end I was like comparing this to the other Studio Ghibli movies that I watched, which I didn't review all of them that I watched yet, but I plan to, so stay tuned. But I'd say that's how I feel. That's how I felt about Howl's Moving Castle afterwards. Don't get me wrong, it's a really cool movie, and I loved it. Studio Ghibli did really great in this movie. So after watching Howl's Moving Castle, I recommend watching Howl's Moving Castle. It was a great adventure with so many interesting and random stuff going on, and I liked it. It was a really cool movie. So the animes that I recommend watching are Yokohama Keidashi Kikau, because it was also like this wholesome and fun and interesting adventure with some great characters, music, visuals, and so much stuff that I really did enjoy a lot. Even like I think over a year watching it or something like that. And Outlandos. Oh man, I love Outlandos, yo. It was, let me tell you, if you want a adventure comedy with some great and funny characters and more of a craziness adventure with some lovable characters and some offense offers, I think this is the movie for you as well. So I hope you enjoyed these great wholesome animes, and with that being that, I love Howl's Moving Castle. Really great movie. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.